This video is demonstrating the use of arrays in Java. We're going to solve this exercise, the second one on this page. Write a Java program that creates an array of 10 words. And we're just going to create that from scratch. We're not going to ask the users to enter that. We'll just make up 10 words. Prompt the user to enter a letter and use an enhanced for loop to process the array and display all the words from the array that contain the chosen letter. And we're going to do that case insensitive. So an uppercase or a lowercase would match. And we're going to use the string.compare method to see if each word contains the letter or the phrase that was there. Then we're going to ask the user if they want to search again, and we're going to continue until they say no. Okay, so I'm going to copy this. We're going to paste it into our JDoodle. Go ahead and get started here, Java. Starting with the example so that I get my boilerplate. Okay, and then here we're going to put in our the challenge here. We'll do a little line cleanup on that. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. So we want a Java program. We're going to create an array of 10 words. Then we're going to we have a continue loop. We're going to have a keep going loop because we see here at the bottom that we have to keep going until they say no. And then we're going to have prompt the user for a letter and then use an enhanced for loop. So I don't think we're going to need any methods in this. So I think we're going to write this whole logic just in the main method. So let's get started. So the first thing we're going to need is a scanner. So let's go ahead and do import java.util.scanner. We're going to need the arrays as well. So let's go ahead and import that while we're here. Java.utils.arrays. Okay. And so let's jump in. So first thing we want to do is define the scanner and the array. So scanner equals new scanner system.in. Okay. We should be getting pretty good at typing that right now. Okay, and then we need to create an array of string, and we're going to initialize it with some values. So this looks like this string. Remember, string array, that's our data type. String with an open square bracket and a closed square bracket. That's a string array. We're going to call it words, and we're going to say equals new string array. And then we're going to use the list instantiation method. So this was in the slides for chapter 8 and then the lecture for chapter 8. This is a method of defining an array. And so I have some words here just for the sake of speed. I'm just going to cut and paste those in just so we don't have to type them all. So I have some words here. So we can see that I have hello, goodbye, helicopter, mountain with a lowercase m, hot dog, diamond, rust, and 12. And so those are included in a list. The list is this set of strings. It's encapsulated and enclosed in the curly braces, comma delimited, and then it's got a semicolon at the end. So the whole line looks like that. Okay, and so I can so that is the definition of my list of words. Now you can use whatever words you want in your example. These are just the ones I chose. So now we're going to have a keep going loop because we want to continue this. We want to write logic to search the array, to prompt the user for a letter, and then search the array for words that match that letter. So, but we're going to do that until the user wants to stop. So we need to keep going loop. So we've seen this. I use this value, this keep going value. I'm going to say while keep going. Do this. Get my blocks set, so open and close blocks in the right place. Now, the first thing I want to do here is I want to prompt the user for a letter, okay, or for a search phrase. So let's say string search equals scanner.next line. Okay. I forgot to do the prompt, so we'll come back and we'll tell the user what we want them to enter. Made a mistake in the next line, but we'll see if the compiler catches it. We'll use that as an exercise. So system.out.println, we're going to say, please enter a search term. Okay. Let's get this spelled right. Let's go ahead and compile that just to see where we are. I've made a spelling mistake here on next line. Next line should be lowercase n. So, so I've got a couple of errors here. One that says java.utils does not exist. So that's on line 9. That's because it's java.util. So I misspelled util. I added an S. And then we've got a second one here. Cannot find symbol next line. It's because I used an uppercase N. Should be a lowercase n. So using the compiler messages to help us, using our search term E. Okay, so I'm just stuck in an infinite loop right now. Okay, because I haven't coded any exits to that. So let's stop that execution. So now that I have my search term, I want to do an enhanced for loop to go through each of the words in the words array and see if it contains the search phrase that the user entered. So I need an enhanced for loop here for each word in words. Get the block set. So now we want to do an if statement. If word dot, and we gave ourselves a hint here. So there's a compare option up here. I'm sorry, that's contains, not comparing. Okay. String, if word dot contains the search term. So what this does, this is a method that's built into the string class. So every string you can do a contains method on it, and it will return true if that string contains the other string. So in this case, if I use, say, if I look for E, for example, I'm going to match hello, goodbye, helicopter. I won't match mountain. I won't match hot dog, etc. Okay. Now I want, so let's keep going. So now if it does match, then what I want to do is I want to just print it out. Okay. So now this should print out a list of all the words that match. Okay. That match my letter. So let's run that and see if it works. Okay, I haven't made any syntax errors. Let's put in an E. Okay. All right, so that's working. So now let's stop that execution. So now let's go ahead and let's go ahead and count how many we catch. So right before the for loop, I'm going to define an int. We'll call it found, and we'll initialize it at 0. I need to initialize that before the for loop because I want to aggregate it inside the for loop and then use it as an output message after the for loop. So I need to define it. If I define it inside the for loop, it will be scoped only to the loop, and I won't be able to use the value once the for loop ends. So I want to make sure that I define that before the for loop. So we can come in here and we can say, then we're going to increment the found so that we keep track of how many we found. Then after the for loop, we'll do some summary. System.out.println found found words that match. Search, pause. Search. Okay, so now it'll say I found 5 words that match E. Okay, or something, whatever we do. Okay. And then we'll ask them if they want to keep going. System.out.println. You want to search again. And then we'll ask them to enter yes or no here. So yes or no. And I'm not going to do input validation on this. I'm just going to, if they enter anything other than yes, I'm going to quit. Okay. So I'm going to say, actually, it's going to go the other way around. If they enter no, I'm going to quit. If they enter anything other than no, I'm going to keep going. So I'm just taking a shortcut there. If, oops, I need to do a scanner before I do the if statement. String continue equals scanner.next line. The spelled next line again should be lowercase n. Then we'll say if continue dot equals ignore case. No. Then we will, if it equals no, then we're going to say keep going. It's false, and my program will. Otherwise, we'll loop back around. We'll do the whole thing again. Let's run that. See if we've made any errors. Okay, we did make an error. Continue. I misspelled continue. Okay. Continue is a reserved word here, so I can't use that actually as a, that's why it's highlighted in green. So we don't want to use continue. Let's say, let's call it again. Okay, so I've made a bunch of mistakes there. So I can't use continue because continue is a Java reserved word. So I can't name a variable named continue. Let's see. So let's run that again. Please enter a search term. Let's say E. Hello, goodbye, helicopter 12. That seems to be correct based on what we entered. You found 4 words that match search clause E. You want to search again? Yes. Let's search for H. So here I found hot dog, but I didn't find helicopter and hello. So why not? And that's because I entered lowercase h, and my search is mixed case. And so my words are mixed case and my search are mixed case. So I need to do a comparison here without looking at case. So what I want to do is I'm going to take whatever you search for. And I'm going to, well, I'm here in the word. So what I want to do is I want to convert this word to 2 uppercase. And then I want to use my search also in 2 uppercase. So right here in the comparison, I'm going to say 2 uppercase. So this is going to take my word, convert it to uppercase, and then check if it contains the search phrase. And here I'm going to convert the search phrase to uppercase here as well. Now, I could have come in here on the next line and just forced up my search to be uppercase, but I didn't want to do that. I want to preserve what you entered because I'm going to parrot it back to you down here at the end. So if you entered lowercase h, I want that to be lowercase h when I parrot it back. So I don't want to change the value of what the user entered in this case. I just want to ignore the case when I do the contains. So therefore, I'm using this 2 uppercase on the word and 2 uppercase on the search term. Okay, so let's see. Let's run that and see if it does the trick. Execute. So in this case, if we type in H, we should get words that match uppercase and lowercase. Lowercase h. Take a minute to run. Sometimes JDoodle can get a little slow. Let's just stop the execution. I'm pretty sure I didn't make a mistake there. Let's run it again. That could be an infinite loop. That looks a little bit like an infinite loop, but I don't think I have an infinite loop. So let's run it again. I think JDoodle is just slow. Here we go. So hello, helicopter and hot dog. So I matched all the H words, case insensitive there. Do you want to go again? Yes, please. I can also match, even though it says a search term, we've been doing 1, I can enter a longer string here as well. The contains will work for longer strings. If I enter double O, we'll get all the letters, all the words that have double O. In this case, it's only 1. And that's enough. I don't want to do it again. All right, so that's an example of using an array and an enhanced for loop to search an array of words for matching values.